Hello, Tyler here with SSA Architecture, small studio associates, licensed architects in Las Vegas, Nevada, and the surrounding area, including California and Arizona. When it comes to drafting plans for a new building, or even an existing one, it can help to visualize what a product will look like when it is constructed. Keeping this in mind, there are many ways to get a visualization of what a finished product will look like. This video will show off the different techniques that can be used to visualize a space. The basic level of presentation will be a single photo visualization of the placement of walls with standard materials in place. There will be no furniture or any added features. This type of visualization is best suited for seeing the amount of space that will be available in the finished product. In seeing this visualization, the client or the interior designer can select finished materials and place furniture. This brings us to the next level of presentation, in which the image shows the selected materials and furniture in place, allowing for an even better visualization of the possible finished product. While these still images are in the different areas of the space are great for visualizing different areas that are deemed important, it may help to get a visualization of the entire space. This is best done with a walkthrough of the building. During a walkthrough, you will be able to see the entirety of the project. If the finishes and furniture have been selected, then it will be that much closer to the final realization of the project. Playing now is a small portion of a video already up on the SSA Architecture YouTube channel. If you wish to watch the whole walkthrough, the link will be in the description. While I have only shown you presentation techniques in interiors, they also work for exteriors, which allows for the client or landscaper to place plants around the site. Beyond the aforementioned techniques, there is another type of presentation that works best for exteriors. Those typically involve simulating the sun or other lighting sources to see how the site or building exterior will look at different times of day. This type of rendering depends on ray tracking to generate a variation of a rendering with simulated sunshine and lighting on it. Moving the sun and tracking it again for a new rendering allows for a simulation of different times of day. This lets the client see how different structures and vegetation on the site cast shadows at different points of time. While this seems unnecessary, it may help the client to visualize how the site may look once constructed, which could lead to site changes, including seeing the need for additional lighting or vegetation. There is an additional type of rendering that gives the best visualization of how the project may look once completed. This rendering technique is known as a photorealistic rendering, and its name speaks for itself. The rendering will have a photorealistic look that gives the best visualization of a fully constructed project. This photorealistic rendering can be brought further as well. A photorealistic animation or even a walkthrough could be generated also. This can be a lengthy process, as even a single photorealistic rendering can take some time to create. A whole animation of photorealistic renderings for each frame may take some additional time. The time spent will be worth it, however, as a photorealistic animation gives the best depiction of the completed project. This type of rendering is best suited for use after using previous renderings to make sure everything is correct. The creation of anything photorealistic is not worth it if something is found to be in the wrong spot or is in the wrong color. With each of the techniques covered, let's talk about the primary uses for these renderings. The renderings can be useful for a great many of things, but the two that will be discussed here are for use in planning and zoning and for use in obtaining investors for a project. When looking to get something permitted by planning and zoning, it may help for them to visualize the project. Sometimes plan views and elevations aren't enough, and a rendering of what the space will look like can help the planning and zoning department reviewers to see how the project will look upon completion. This allows the planner to see how the new project will fit into the surrounding area, giving them a better chance to improve the project or at least make comments that are less vague, as they can actually see how changes need to be made. The other important thing a rendering can be used for is getting investors or backers to invest in a project. Any rendering can be helpful to persuade investors, but one of the photorealistic renderings is often the best way to get investors or other important figures to back a building project. They can really get a feel for the project when it looks as close as possible to real life. The visualization could be the deciding factor for them to back the project. Hopefully this video has provided you with useful information pertaining to renderings and their uses. If you have questions or are looking for an architect to help provide renderings for your upcoming building project, feel free to call us at 702-873-1718 and schedule a free consultation. Otherwise, you can check out our website's frequently asked questions page over at smallstudioassociates.com. As always, please like and subscribe, and we'll see you in the next video.